Hey everybody, Ken Jordan here with another edition of our Realtor Rapid Fire 5-minute interview series. And today we are joined by my very good friend, John Zloza from the Game Changers group with EXP. John, thank you a ton for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, man. When I had these questions, I really, we didn't talk about it ahead of time on purpose because I wanted to hear kind of how you answer these questions. Because I know that you've done a very good job in these two areas over the last couple of years. My first question is, here we are, it's March. The spring market is in full bloom, as they say. Competition is obviously heating up, but what's also heating up is activity levels. So as an agent, what are some of the things you're doing? What are tools or technologies you're doing to help you manage your time effectively so that you can service the amount of people that you need to service in this market without losing your mind?
There's a lot of things I'm doing. Some are old school, some are new school. As you're right, I'm really busy. 3 weeks ago it was quiet, then all of a sudden the floodgates opened up. Clients are out, sellers want to sell, people are ready to move on. Spring is definitely in the air. But tools, the big one that's very helpful is my Google Calendar. Couldn't live without it, as not only am I scheduling work stuff, but my wife is also adding to the schedule of our kids' stuff going on and all their practices. So the Google Calendar is a must-have. I use a lot of different AI tools, ChatGPT, for helping with social media posts, or it's pretty much replaced me using Google to look up things, is ChatGPT. And I use the conversation version on my phone, so even while I'm driving, to get stuff done. Then the old school is whiteboards. You go into my home office, I've got 4 whiteboards surrounding me because I'm a visual guy.
Sure.
I like to see it in front of me, and that's how it stays on top of mine. So that's some of what I'm doing.
That's awesome, man. It's very similar. I'm technology, but I got to write stuff down. I got to see it. I still use an old school activity tracker. I just use it on my Remarkable. This is not a Remarkable commercial, but Remarkable too, because I have to be able to write it down. So with that being said, with the busyness of the market, obviously you had mentioned the buyers being out in full force. We're seeing a lot of competition, and it's really no different than it has been over the last couple of years. People are competing, multiple offers on bids. What are some of the things you're doing to help buyers win and protect them at the same time?
There's a couple things I'm doing. One thing is I don't believe in putting in blind offers on properties. And what I mean by that is I call up the listing agent, figure out what's going on with that property, meaning do they have other offers? Do they not? Is it a multiple offer situation? And I also use this time, if I don't know that agent, to build rapport with them. Because if they like me, they might be more willing to give me more information about what's going on with that sale, but they also will be my cheerleader when it comes to their client, their seller. So I try to build rapport and ask leading questions. Like if there's multiple offers, they usually can't tell you what the other offers are, but I can ask questions like, hey, if we came in at X, Y, and Z number, is it worth writing up, or are we wasting our time? I find most good agents will let you know if you're wasting your time or if you got to step up to the plate when it comes to the offer. So that's a huge one, is contacting the other agent to build rapport.
I love that.
And then we structure a deal based on what insights I got from the agent, as far as, hey, should you waive inspections or not? But then the other thing is, I've flipped homes, I've done construction. So when I'm out with my clients, I also can give them 2 cents about the property. Is this a solid home where, hey, I can't instruct you to waive inspection, but you may be okay based on, hey, this is a newer furnace, the electric panel's newer, and so forth. So a client may be feeling more comfortable that, hey, we can waive the inspection to be more competitive if it isn't a multiple offer situation. And third thing I do a little different that nobody does around here, and I learned it from buying a property down in North Carolina a couple of years ago, is down there, buyers will offer a non-refundable deposit. It's usually much smaller, anywhere from $500 to $2,500. And it basically is, hey, you get to, as the seller, keep this for no matter what the reason is. If the property doesn't appraise, the inspection goes bad, or we can't get a loan, this little part of our escrow deposit, which is only a part of it, usually you'll do two deposits, you get to keep it. So I've used this technique with some clients who have gotten desperate and lost out on multiple homes, that, hey, if you really feel you love this one, and your financing's there, you've been approved by the right lender like yourself who's reviewed everything, that we'll offer up maybe $2,500 of our $5,000 or $7,500 deposit as non-refundable right up front. And nobody else is doing it.
Like no
Probably haven't
questions
heard
asked,
of it.
right? If we don't buy, you keep it.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if they have been vetted by the lender well, they love the home, financing shouldn't be an issue, but it'll help our offer stand out. So
Fantastic. Those are really good, John. All right, so last question. This is always the fun one, right? So this month our fun question is, if you could list a dream house, any house, real or fiction, what house would you love to list and why?
that's a tough one. I mean, there's in this market, any home in a great school district that's like $700 to $800,000, because you're going to have a bidding war. It's an easy sale, and that's an easy paycheck for myself. That's one avenue, and the other avenue is where I want to live is ocean front down in Florida on the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it. So I'd love to list that just so I can hang out there and for the open houses and get the clients in. And it also means that it's probably a $3 to $5 million property.
I could see you on $1 million listings with some sunglasses and a Hawaiian shirt down there in Florida selling real estate. I can picture that.
Yeah, with my flip flops and all.
John, thanks so much for your time today. That was great insight for the agents that are out there. I hope you guys were listening and taking notes. And John, we'll catch up again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ken.
You bet.